Ryan, can you send the outline to Jeannie and Abby real quick as I'm talking through this?
I can.
All right, so I don't want to take up a lot of time this morning, but I was just thinking it's been a while since I had a conversation with you all about stuff and this thing called life and everything that we do around here. And I thought, well, hey, why don't I just I woke up this morning and I started writing some things that I do. I don't actually write. I start typing in my notes on my iPhone. It's such a cool feature. I've literally wrote the first book, Wired Differently, on notes in my phone. It didn't start there, but it ended up there. And the second book, called It's Our Culture, I wrote almost every bit of it on my iPhone. So it's I can really kind of start to move my brain. Well, anyways, I was thinking about this morning, and this whole idea of giving yourself a raise, or this idea of where we are and what we're doing and why we're doing it. And I just kind of was thinking about why are we always thinking about money, giving ourselves raises? Why are we thinking about what does the word raise really mean? And as I just started to promulgate things and move it around in my brain, this thought process of raise yourself, damn it. Raise yourself, damn it. I mean, Todd, come on. Why are you thinking about other people doing things for you? Why are you counting on all these other things and peripheral things? And I mean, we're adults here. I mean, we're leaders. We're doing things. And Todd, what are you thinking about? Raise yourself. So I thought, well, hey, why don't we talk about some of the things that's went through my mind and how we can actually give ourselves a raise, damn it. I mean, 4 raises that you need. So I want to just talk about these 4 raises that you need, Matt, Sam, Jen, and I kind of want to put this in perspective. I want you to understand that your job, the thing you do every day with PayServe systems, first of all, it's my job to make your job awesome. It's my job to make your job awesome. It's my job to make your job awesome. So what is your job? Your job literally should, in many, many regards, support your dreams. So I think we get confused sometimes about making lots of money or doing all these things and growing up in the company, starting your own thing. All these sayings, you got to blow up, you got to show up to blow up and all these kind of things. But I just want you to know that everything you're doing today, everything you do in this organization, my job is to support you, but your job is to support your dreams. So in many cases, you guys are doing great jobs on your jobs because you want to get paid, you want to enjoy your job, and you want to be able to proliferate things. You want to buy a new car, you want to grow up your children, you want to raise your children, you want to raise other things. And I just want you to know that I want to be a part of your dreams. I don't think all of us have the aptitude or the bandwidth to make their job their dream. So if their job isn't their dream, then their dream needs to be supported by their job. And I just want you to make you sure that I'm aware of that. I am aware that what you do for PayServe systems or PayServe staffing is not probably your dream, but I'm also aware that it will provide access to your dreams. And so I want to support that. I want to be part of it. So how do we raise ourselves? So the first thing I want you to understand, when we raise ourselves to get to these dreams, to do these things that we want to do, we need to, number one, we need to raise our standards. I thought about this, and I'm like, how can people move forward in life and in entrepreneurial things and business and their jobs and their dreams? I think that the first thing we need to raise in our life is our standards. And I know that's hard to do sometimes because we're looking at bills, we're looking at past bills, we're looking at doctors, we're looking at all kinds of things. But if we truly want to raise ourselves and we truly want to raise things towards our dreams, our wishes, our goals, family vacations, new vehicles, more time off, if we really want to raise or manifest something in that regard, we have to raise our standards. We have to really believe that it can happen. We have to really think a little bit bigger than what we're thinking. Because I think some of us have these hidden dreams or these thought processes of things that we want to do, but we don't let our mind go there because we almost feel like we're not going to get there. So we're kind of protecting ourselves. I went golfing with this speech we'll move on through here, but I just want to set it up like this. I remember going golfing when I was probably 10 or 11 years old. I don't know how, maybe 13. And my oldest cousin, Chris, was with me, and he was probably 12, and let's say I was 13, and I had my dad, and he had his dad, and a couple other of us kids, we were running around trying to golf and this or that. And my cousin, who's a year younger than me, gets up to the tee box, and he says, I'm going to hit this ball so far, it's going to go down that fairway, and it's going to turn to the right, it's going to go over that little creek, it's going to land on the green, and it's going to roll right up into that hole. I'm like, wow, that's cool. But before he could even finish his sentence almost, his dad jumped his stuff and said, you can't hit the ball that far. There's no way that's ever going to happen. There's no way you should even be thinking about something like that. What are you thinking about? It's never going to happen. Are you crazy, son? No, he wasn't. He wasn't crazy. He was manifesting something, right? He wasn't thinking about making a company. He wasn't thinking about solving a sickness. He wasn't thinking about a job. He was raising his standard. He didn't understand what he was doing, but he was raising his standard. He didn't know what he was doing, but he was manifesting something. Manifesting, that means create something that you want to accomplish. Create it in your mind first. Create this dream first. A lot of us don't raise our standards because we don't think about it and we're not manifesting things. I want you today to be purposeful about manifesting something in your life today. And that's the only homework you're going to have. Sometime this week, I want you to email me and Heather what you're manifesting. Don't make it specific. And if you're uncomfortable with what it is, just say, I've manifested something. I just want you to know, Todd. But manifest something. And if the clearer you are about your personal manifestation, the clearer we can be as a company to support that personal dream or that thing that you want to happen in your life. You see, my dad was a great motivator. He did a lot of cool things, but he was bad about manifesting things. He was bad about letting things manifest. He would told me, I remember when I was going to college, he told me, he says, Butch, he says, I know you're going to play football and all that. And he goes, I try hard, but make sure you just at least get your C's. What? C's. He would always tell me, he'd say, listen, I know you think you can do big things, son, but don't talk about them too much. I know, son, I think you know you're going to probably do some other things and make it happen, but just don't get too far out over your skis, son. And for heaven's sake, son, when you get out there, quit spending money. Don't spend money. Save all your money. And last thing I want to tell you is don't share your big ideas. Don't tell people about them. Don't act like you're going to do something and then not have it get done. I mean, I just want you to know, son, those are, he's given me lots of wisdom, my friends, but these are things he told me. And unfortunately, these were things that I had to overcome. Because one, if you raise your standards and you manifest something, two, you can raise your VNR. Write that down. I want you to raise your VNR. I want you to raise your volume, and I want you to raise your reps. The more you raise your volume, the more you need to raise your reps. And the more you raise your volume and your reps, the more success you will have. When I talk about volume is Dad, listen, I got to talk about what I'm manifesting, because if I don't recite it, if I don't talk about it, if I don't say it, I don't do it. If I don't write it down, if I don't say it, I don't do it. I need you to raise your volume with your family on this manifestation. I need you to raise your volume with this manifestation to your boss and your department leads and your church and wherever you're doing things. I want you to raise the volume, and you could do it in a humble way. You don't have to shout it off a rooftop like Don King and some of these guys, right? If you know who I'm talking about. I mean, you can do it humbly, but it's this idea of your volume, raising your volume will put your weight into and your goal, your attitude and your push and your drive behind what you're talking about. You need to talk about, you need to raise your volume, and then you need to obviously raise your reps. Your reps have to equal volume. The more reps in your craft, the more reps in your dream, the more reps in your manifestation will bring that true. And 3, I need you to raise, 1 is raise your standards, 2, raise your VNR, and 3, I want you to raise your friends and followers. I want you to go on Facebook today. I want you to go on LinkedIn. I want you to go on Twitter. I want you to go pick one of those goofball things, and I want you to promote somebody today. You're not the only one that's going through things, okay? I don't care what's going on, no matter how good the country is, how bad the country, no matter what your family, there's always somebody that's got it worse than you. Okay? And part of raising yourself, damn it, is raising others, raising your friends and raising your followers. So today, please go out and support others openly, encourage others, purposefully build others purposefully. I left that off there, Ryan. It's purposely build others purposely. You can purposely build people, but you're not really doing the building purposely. So I could go out on Twitter and just say I'm going to build somebody or promote somebody or lift somebody up by saying, go Sally. But if you're really purposely building purposely, your purposeful build of the purposely build is to say, go Sally, I'm really supporting you in your food drive. And then send her $5. Purposely build purposely. 1, raise your standards. 2, raise your VNR. And 3, raise your friends and your followers. And 4, I want you to raise your faith. I'm not getting all churchy on you right here, but I'm saying 4. If you're going to raise yourself, damn it, these are the 4 raises you need to start with. And I need you to raise your faith. I need you to raise your belief. I need you to raise your thought process. I need you to not quit so early. I need you to start even using this term called no mas moments versus quitting. Sometimes we do have to stop things, but we're not quitting. I want you to raise your faith about your manifestation. Don't no mas so early in your manifestations. Push through these times of no mas in your manifestation by raising your faith in yourself, raising your faith in your idea, raising your faith in your belief, raising your faith in this idea that I can get this new thing and this new vehicle for my family, this trip for my family, this award, this new house, or just time off, or this thing I value, whatever I'm manifesting. I want you to not give up on it so early. You see, trials expose us. I heard this at church the other day, and I couldn't stop it circulating in my mind. Trials expose us in our company. I don't know how many times, 3 now, that I've had to have what I'm starting to call, actually 2, that I'm calling a shirt moment, where everybody in my company shows up in the shirt because they think this is a trial. But they've manifested through that trial because they had faith and they were raising their friends, right? And they're showing the volume and doing the reps. In these difficult areas in our mind, we're exposed. Our weaknesses are unveiled. We're naked with thought. We're naked with fear. We're literally helpless in many regards because we're exposed. Fear consumes us, the wonder, the doubt. And you know what? We should probably be thankful for that, because once we're cleansed of that, once we're flushed of that, once we've dealt with that, it's just another unbelievable success wall that girds our confidence. So finally, in closing, I just want you to know, I want you to raise yourself, damn it. I want you to raise yourself. I want you to manifest something today. Manifest something today. I want that email sometime today or tomorrow or anytime of what your manifestation is, what you're believing and dreaming of. And I want you to support somebody today. I want you to purposely build others purposely. All right, now I took up 22 minutes of your valuable time. I hope that you can make this little speech exponentially worth your while. And this is all the part where you clap for me. All right. It's a little thing, but I need it.
This could be the place where we raise the roof. Come on.
Raise the roof. The roof. The roof. The roof is on fire. Burn them. All right, Tracy.
All right,
Take this over.
Thank you